And it wasn't until Herb told me, like, look, man, you got to tell people what you want, man. You can't be doing that shit. You got to tell people what you want. And now, like, it puts me in a situation where it's like, you ain't never told anybody what you wanted. You ain't never said anything about what you expected people to do. You just kind of put this vision out there, just hope everybody flocked along to it, but you never told anybody what you needed. So now it puts me in a situation where now I gotta have a uncomfortable conversation with somebody, and I'm not trying to say that y'all are the prime examples of that, of somebody who now I want to give expectations to. And now you're rebelling against the expectation, but it's just something that happens when you go so long. And this is a microcosm for life, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. Like when you make expectations for things and you never say those expectations, people are gonna make up their own expectations. And nobody knows what's in your head, so you might as well go ahead and put it out there. If it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation, you need to go ahead and have that uncomfortable conversation right up front, and then move forward, because there's nowhere else to go but up after that.
This episode of the Dirty Trunk Podcast is brought to you by FNX Fit. AMG is big on growth and developing your business and knowledge base, but you can't focus on gaining wealth if you do not have good health. FNXFit.com has a wide array of natural health products that you can take on the go, including pre-workout, post-workout, natural energy, protein, and my favorite, the Super Green Blend. That's what I've been using lately, and I've been hogging it, honestly. But I've been trying to start juicing for a while now. But when you work a 9-to-5 job, it's hard to squeeze in all of your nutrients, and blending fruits and veggies is another job in of itself. But FNX has a product called the Rebalance Super Green that has natural, raw ingredients, antibiotics, and a 5-grass blend that delivers all the vitamins and nutrients your body needs to function properly. Head over to FNXFit.com and enter the code AMGFIT for 10% off of your order today. Help support our platform today by supporting our sponsor. This episode is also brought to you by Rise to Greatness Apparel. The Ascension brand's mission is to promote growth. Keep learning and keep pushing to be better than you were yesterday. The power of affirmations can be your biggest tool to reaching your goals. So let our merch be a symbol of your affirmations. From shirts to accessories, find Ascension Star and Dirty Trunk merch today on our website. You see me rocking the crisp Ascension Star cap every episode with the green underbill to remind us all to keep looking up to find our destiny. Or if that's not your style, choose between a range of our other products. Your destiny is written in the stars, not on the ground. Head over to AscensionDynasty.com/shop and enter the code AMG10 for 10% off your next order.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build a game. I skip breaks, you would call me insane. I grind hard so the universe can know.
Welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast. It is me, your boy, Marcus Morton. Pause?
Yeah,
Is it pause?
because we too far in the game for you to not say the tagline.
Oh,
Where the
alright.
elephant is always welcome.
Because I was waiting for you to feel that. We're going to do it. I want you to do it.
Oh my god!
Oh, no.
Oh,
That sounded enough to me.
oh.
I need to leave.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton, and we have here the lovely Coco, the Aaron Mack, and the lovely Alyssa. So, shall we start off with the boss of thought?
Oh, we got a boss of us.
I can't sing today,
I got you. Boss of Is that good? Is
I
that
love
good?
it. I love it.
Is that
I
good?
love it.
Dope.
My phone died. What did I send
I
you?
don't know. I ain't as good. But it's good enough.
Oh,
I thought that we had her recording.
perfect.
We do, but I never captured it. So do I have to do the Boss of Us over? Or yeah. You pulling it up?
Yeah.
Oh God, is that the whole Boss of Us or is it
No, it's just Well, all right, what are we talking about tonight, guys?
the elephant?
All right, cool. All right, so how did we get here, folks? All right, so we kind of had a little misunderstanding the other night.
Are we?
Oh, you
No, no, no,
oh, you know
no.
what? You know what? It
Fuck
works.
the Boss
It
of
works.
Us.
It works. No. Keep going. You got it. You got it. Okay, you got
It
it.
flows.
Yeah, it works. It works. You got it.
Confusing me now. All right, so we had a little misunderstanding, a little miscommunication. It happens in business a lot.
It happens with families a lot.
Yeah, that too. Trust me, I got 2 brothers. It happens.
I think it's about to get hot.
So,
About to be on the spotlight.
nah, calm down. What happened? Okay, all right. So, we were supposed to meet up and do regular podcasts like we always do. But our great friend Aaron, he had canceled, and we didn't, read between the lines.
Fucking confused, Aaron.
And we didn't understand his full intentions, so we kind of made him upset, and we are sorry.
No. There's
I ain't gonna be sorry for something I ain't do.
There's no need for that.
Okay.
There's no need for that. Because if there was fault on my side, then I'm willing to accept that. So, man, and look, continue. However, I would like to say that we did not miss an episode. Regardless, we
didn't.
planned for stuff like that. However, we got reserve,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that reserve is kind of empty now, but it'll work itself out.
Yeah,
It'll
it'll
work
work
itself.
back up.
It'll work itself out.
What happened in full? Should we go in full detail? I mean,
Yeah,
Oh,
hell
alright.
yeah, bro.
Alright, legit.
Hey,
Okay.
look, hold on. Let me go ahead and say this. I want to say this real quick. One issue that I have with the podcast is that there are 4 people sitting at this table,
right.
and from my opinion, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all don't open up enough. I'm just going ahead and put that out there. Y'all live full lives where y'all get things happen to you. You see things, you experience things, and it might be because I've been speaking a little bit longer. However, I just feel like we could be a little more transparent. Now, you ain't got to necessarily go into your personal business, but shit happen to everybody every day. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like what I go through don't relate to what we're talking about.
She feels the same way. However, if you're anything like her, you're dead wrong. Because she went through something last week that I felt like, and it happened to her at work, and I felt like there was a life lesson that could help somebody else with that same scenario.
But I thought we were gonna try not to talk about work since we're there all the time.
And you don't necessarily need to talk about work. However, the situation happens, and people go through those same situations in business and their personal lives, like family and stuff. Like these situations happen to people all the time, not necessarily work. And this is just where we get the stories from. Like and I'm gonna go ahead and speak off book for a minute. You know what? No, I can speak on book. How our job tells us to talk in our interviews. Generate your story based off of the question. Your story doesn't necessarily have to come from that job. You can take the experience from anywhere and bring it to the table. I don't think I used not one example from that job when I got my interview.
Yeah, no, I don't think you did.
You didn't tell me that. You could have made your thing a lot more easier.
She still got inclined, so I mean, regardless, it worked. Whatever she
It's the
did.
only job I had besides babysitting.
Really?
I mean, with the twins.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Here I am working. This is my 8th job. Damn.
8th job, 11th car. You've lived a lot of life
I don't want to talk
in
about it.
these 30 years.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
I can feel the arthritis now.
Yeah, so special.
I don't want to talk about it.
But back to the story.
Turn Courtney up.
We're done.
Yeah,
Mike
I
3.
Which one is
know.
she?
Mike 3.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
If she about to be whispering the entire.
I'm
thing out.
sorry. Oh,
Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what I want to hear.
ow.
I want you to match everybody else. There we go. There we go. I need to be a little bit better with that too. I'm gonna be real though. Like I feel refreshed though.
Okay.
You just needed a little breaky break.
I'm hoping that this experience taught everybody else the way that it taught me. Cause I'm gonna be real. Like when it was said, I was like blown away by the response. I was like, oh damn, I don't think I was expecting to blow up like that. Like, and I wasn't upset. I was just literally asking a question, but I can understand, like, stepping in you guys' shoes, I can understand why that would be upsetting to see, or the way I asked that question. I can completely understand. So what we could do at this moment, if just to get the ball rolling on this conversation, what I want you guys to do is open up the group chat and read the message that started this whole debacle.
Oh, okay.
For everybody who said, like, for everybody who said that I ain't aggressive enough, I guess there's times where I'm too aggressive or too straightforward, too much of a straight shooter, and it literally sets people off. Like it puts people in the wrong headspace, and
where should I start? Just a question?
just a question, because that's just what started the conversation. We can continue that after that.
In all honesty, do you guys think that a company can run on this type of inconsistency and lack of communication? Is this the company that you guys want to be? This to be? Is mediocre effort the best we can do? And you know goddamn well that it damn best we can do.
And you know what?
You see what I said, right? You see that? Pause.
I seen everything you said, even the Facebook post.
Because it was too early.
Yeah, but she ain't had to sneak diss me like that.
It was too early. You lucky.
She ain't had to sneak diss me like that.
I was gonna say more.
I felt like I was in the same boat as the people at Amazon that she always making Facebook posts about. I was like, damn, dog, I thought we was better than that. I thought like you could at least like give me a phone call, like yo, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Like,
I didn't want to do that.
I would much rather you do that.
I'm trying to remove myself from that.
I would much rather you call me and just be like, yo, who the fuck do you think you are? You know what? Let me tell you, stupid ass. I would much rather you do that.
I don't know. Marcus most likely got the earful, so he was trying to divert the conversation to a different, and it was
definitely
just like,
did divert it to a different type of energy.
I was so confused. I was like, I did something wrong. I gotta get the video.
Speaking of, I did watch the video, and you put in a bit more effort than I usually put in on those videos. I looked at the video and I just kind of thought that it was some color correction going on, and I did see that there was like conversation that we were having like in between that you actually cut out that I was afraid that you were gonna leave in.
Oh, no.
And then there was the part where Denzel was talking and when Herb was talking and they weren't actually talking in the microphones, and you like raised the levels up and fixed all that. I was like, oh, all right. I was like, okay, yeah, he did that. He did that. However, you know, there's some formatting things that could be addressed that we'll talk about. I'll show you what that's all about after when we're done. I wasn't upset when I asked that question. I just want to go ahead and put that out there.
Okay.
I didn't get upset until the Facebook post. Like I said, everybody here has my number. If you want to call me and cuss me out,
it was not going to be pretty.
And
I didn't want to say nothing that would.
And I know that question it's a loaded question, especially considering our situation. There's like, this ain't our job. And I don't want it to look like a job. I don't want it to feel like a job. This is a family company. And I want it to feel like that. Like, but at the same time, it's like, how do we get to where Jeff Bezos is if we don't act like Jeff Bezos acted when he was in the garage? Right. So like I just wanted to like put a light on it. Like, I don't necessarily think that this is going to get us to where we all said that we wanted to go. But what really like sparked to me was your vision may just be your vision. So you need to make sure that everybody else is in the same headspace of what that vision is. You need to figure out what their vision is, and you need to figure out where everybody else, where they see themselves going, not just where you see the company going. And then on top of that, I realized that I don't even necessarily have a vision for myself. I have visions for where all of the entities that I want to grow. I will have a vision where all of those, where I want to see all those go. And I don't necessarily have a vision for where I'm going. You know, if that makes sense to anybody. Like Alyssa, for instance, like I have visions for her life, but I shouldn't make visions for her life. Like that's not how that's supposed to go. Like that. I just want to make sure, like, if this is going to be a legit thing, is everybody really in it? And it's just, and I wanted to get that ball rolling and have that conversation, because I've really been the type of person where I don't ask for help, and I've been called out on it. I've been called out on it plenty of times, and I try to put it out there, like, you know, I'm the only one doing it, so, you know. And I kind of feel like if I say that in conversation, is everybody just gonna pick up on it? It's like, oh yeah, man, what you need? Oh, you need me to do that? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no, but that don't necessarily happen. No. That don't necessarily happen in that light.
You have to ask directly.
Hold up.
Well, see, that's how you ended up editing the video.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's not just the video editing isn't really the main thing that needs to be done. What needs to be done is the corporate stuff that nobody really wants to stretch themselves and grow into. Like video editing, that can be done on the fly. It only take an hour to edit a video, but at the same time, is who's gonna make sure that video get eyes on it.
Right.
And it kind of felt like when it came to vision or being the visionary, nobody was picking up on the vision. So I was just trying to figure out why, like what we were doing.
Okay.
And feel free to give opinions and thoughts.
Have I not talked to you about the social media thing with the tablet and the?
We talked about it, but once it like from my eyes, can I be 100% honest? When we talked about it, the last time we talked about it, you said that you needed a device to use.
That's only for the company.
And I didn't have a device to give you.
What was wrong with the little tablet with the soundboard?
At that time, and it probably was a bit ridiculous to say that we couldn't use that because it was being used for the studio. It was a bit ridiculous to say that. But it seemed like I didn't give you a device, so it was just like, it just won't go happen.
That's how I felt. I was like,
and it's like,
just like,
I'm logged into like 18 different social media accounts on my phone.
Yeah, I don't want to be like that. We need something strictly for the Dirty Trunk podcast.
I got you. I got you. I don't know how long it's gonna work. If you really want to step into that role, like I give you two if you want. I give you a whole laptop if you need it. But I have it. Like if you need it, then it's there. The resources are there. But
I just need some need to learn some things that Marcus is gonna help me out on.
Does Marcus know?
Yes, Marcus knows. We had this conversation
about having this conversation about not having conversations is kind of, you know,
the reason for the season.
I also told her we could buy like a $60 tablet or something, and you got my laptop that I ain't really using.
Not
The one that I fixed that one time.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that one? It dead already?
No, it's still kicking.
Barely.
Anyway, I felt like we could have got there if you would have like talked about it more, not like beat around the bush, like said it directly, like.
Yeah, I kind of got that from like a conversation out there that I was having with Alyssa. But at the same time, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, how dare you tell me what time I gotta be somewhere? You ain't my boss, kind of situation. And that's not how I felt like y'all said that or anything. But it's almost like that's how I felt like. So that's why I never said anything.
But see,
so and it's and I always tell people, y'all know I get up early. I'm up early. I'm up before the sun go to sleep.
Right.
And I kind of felt like, me saying that, and it's ridiculous. I know how stupid it sounds, but I kind of felt like me saying out loud, like, I like to end my work day early is like an indication. Like, it's almost like when you're in, how do I put this? I don't really know how to say it. But it kind of felt like if I say it, then everybody should pick up on it and kind of like read between the lines. And I shouldn't necessarily have to say it, because if I come out and say it, I feel like I'm rude, or feel like I'm like being too direct or too forward or something like that. And that's just how I feel. Like I understand that. And for some reason, I have no idea why it is. But and I'm gonna take it back to episode 47, Take Flight, when we were talking about the assessments. My adaptive for the S is higher than my actual S, meaning that I hesitate when it comes to directing people, but I have a tendency to take charge. And there is what am I trying to say? There is something in there, a whole section in there that talks about this in general, and I ignored it. Didn't even pay it no mind. And it wasn't until Herb told me, like, look, man, you got to tell people what you want, man. You can't be doing that shit. You got to tell people what you want. And now, like, it puts me in a situation where it's like, you ain't never told anybody what you wanted. You ain't never said anything about what you expected people to do. You just kind of put this vision out there, just hope everybody flocked along to it, but you never told anybody what you needed. So now it puts me in a situation where now I got to have a uncomfortable conversation with somebody, and I'm not trying to say that y'all are the prime examples of that, of somebody who now I want to give expectations to. And now you're rebelling against the expectation, but it's just something that happens when you go so long. This is a microcosm for life, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. Like, when you make expectations for things and you never say those expectations, people are going to make up their own expectations.
Yeah.
And nobody knows what's in your head, so you might as well go ahead and put it out there. If it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation, you need to go ahead and have that uncomfortable conversation right up front, and then move forward, because there's nowhere else to go but up at that point. And it's weird that I'm so strong in everything that I'm supposed to be strong in. My D is at 81%. That's high for a D. My I is higher, but it means I'm a people person. But it means that if for some reason it says I'm a natural born leader. However, I don't feel like that. I really do not feel like that.
Most leaders do.
But regardless, it's funny that it said that I'm like my score for the D is 81%. My score for the I, man, I'm interactive with people, it's a 99%. However, I dislike people on a major level, but that's a different story in of itself. But it means it's because I have a problem with understanding why people do what they do and getting people to do what I need them to do. And that frustration kind of played into that conversation and why that happened.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you know she got something.
I was just confused. Like, okay, so I know when you sent that message, it was around the time that we get there. Like, we were like putting on clothes, right? We was just a little bit late than usual, but we were putting on clothes. We were getting ready to go. We was like, yeah, we'll do this podcast today. And you hit us with that, and it was like, okay, I guess we...
Tell you how direct Coco is. Like when the message was sent, she didn't even respond. She got out the group completely. She was just like, pause, done. I was like, I ain't hear nothing else from her than that. Like,
no, I did tell you, if you can't get in touch with Marcus, I'm not too far behind from him. I'm not too far away. Mm-hmm. Further away, probably at the store, maybe.
Pause. She straight put me on hold in the group chat.
She did.
That's some gangster shit. I was like, so you just not gonna respond? You just not gonna say nothing?
You didn't respond.
It was better. It was better if I didn't, because after I seen the Facebook post, and here's another thing that I also need to work on. And I know for a fact that my assessment said this, and I know for a fact that it bites me in the butt sometimes. I'm not wired to see that people have the best of intentions for me. I'm not wired that way. I came from a very, very sketchy situation. I grew up in the hood. I've had people tell me what I wanted to hear in life. Or if I needed something, I've had people tell me, yeah, man, I got you. And then completely do the opposite. In fact, they intend to hurt me more than they intend to help me, and that's just how I grew up. Like that, I grew up in that environment, and even in corporate America, people have come to show you that that's exactly what they're going to do. They're willing to stomp on toes and use you as a stepping ladder to get to what they want, and then when they're done with you, they're pretty much, you know, you're on your own. So I'm accustomed to that, and for that, I don't necessarily believe that people had the best of intentions for me. Nobody, it's no fault of y'all's, but immediately when things that don't go the way that I think they should be going, I start creating my own conclusion.
So is this a healing thing you need to do from your childhood past experience?
Could be.
Cause you grown now. You gotta.
I mean, I don't
get over that hump.
I don't think it's necessarily like a childhood thing. It's just
what life past experience, but
it's just what life has taught me to be. Just be like self-sufficient, do it on your own, and it's one of the biggest reasons why the podcast didn't start on time the way it should have. We a whole year late because I had that mentality of do it yourself. And if they ain't, if nobody wants to help you, if nobody wants to be consistent in helping you, then you better off doing it on your own. That's how my brain is wired.
You need therapy?
I don't know. You think I need therapy?
A little bit.
Hold on. All right. So I'm gonna intervene right here. So it's really interesting how everything you said, because first I kind of saw like you do put yourself in those leadership roles, or you do put yourself in like leadership roles, and then like you don't want that leadership. Like you kind of like shy away from it, or like Like
I'm waiting for an example. I'm curious.
Oh, all right, I got you, bro.
Yeah. Help me out here. Shine away from it. That's
the
deep.
social media thing. How you started it, and then you kind of want somebody to pick it up because it's.
That's just straight up because I know it need to be done and I ain't good at that shit.
Yeah. Dang it.
I'm bad at being consistent with the social media. That's the problem. But I get what you're saying. I get how the perception of that, because I definitely did go hard for a while about social media and never really followed up on it. But that's just not my strong suit. But I know it need to be done.
Yeah, and we have people here that can help out and take over when they get there.
Let's really like, I don't want to like put that out there as if it's going to be like, I don't expect her to be like, oh, let's get 1 million followers in the next 20 days. Like, I don't want to be like that kind of expectation. However, we should
if we do,
we should definitely, if we get 1 million followers in the next 20 days, I promise you it's going to be for a very, very interesting reason. Like, one of y'all literally have to get up on the table and show a titty at this point to get 20,000 followers.
Yep,
like,
nope.
Not my TTs.
So, anyway. So yeah, let's really talk about what that's going to look like after the podcast.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, so.
Well, I mean, even just tying that in.
She here.
He's so special. Get him.
I was proud of them for talking too. Jerk.
Smack him in the forehead. Do it.
This ain't a V8 commercial.
Do it.
But anyway, as we've discussed, especially on that day, because I was trying to settle him down after Coco's post.
Same.
It was too early, y'all. It was too early.
Do you know me?
It was too...
It was late in the afternoon for him.
Do you know me?
I was about to go to bed.
Do you know me?
It was bedtime.
10 o'clock in the morning?
He was up for like 8 hours.
It was, that conversation happened like 1:45, right?
It did.
No, the one
Yeah,
when...
'cause
The day before, you messaged us at like 12:15, right? 12:16. The day before, about canceling.
That was the day of the podcast.
Yeah, that's the day of. The next day was about like 10 something in the morning.
Did I? What did I say the next day? I thought I was...
On Saturday?
I don't think I said it. Did I say
welfare check?
Yeah.
That's when that started. The next day. All of it didn't happen on the same day.
I mean, I was literally trying to figure out, like, yo, we good? Like, ain't nobody picking up the phone? And, like,
none of our phones ring. I know we did get your text to his phone, but we were like, sleep.
I thought that was ours. No, that wasn't. That was the next day. Yeah.
The next day he sent the text.
Yeah. And that was like, Aaron text you.
Yeah, that was like 8.
In the morning?
Yeah, that was around 8 something.
God damn, bro.
Yeah.
Also got to remember that, because Herb also said this, that dog, when do you sleep?
Yeah.
Like you gotta rest. He was like, do you go to bed at any time, at any point of the day? And I think at one point I had to get Alyssa to confirm for me that I actually do sleep. Like I don't have a problem with sleeping. I have a problem with not waking up late. Like that's just like 8 o'clock is just like. Ugh, it kills me that I'm on night shift because like everything, like your creativity is dope as hell in the mornings, bro. Like you wake up at 3:00 a.m. Like you ain't never had the experience of waking up and writing at 3:00 in the morning. And like you get up, you get a cup of coffee, you sit on the toilet for a few minutes, wipe your eyes, get the crust out your eyes or whatever, and you just start writing, bro. Like at 3:00 in the morning is a whole lot
what
different.
They say about 3:00 in the morning, right?
Yeah, the only thing that come out at 3:00 in the morning is the hoes and the prostitutes. I get that, but
they say that's the evil
witching hour.
Yeah,
the witching. No, that's 12.
No, that's 3.
Y'all be tripping.
It's 3.
3.
It's 3.
That's where all the evil stuff happened.
Well, I guess there's some real evil stuff happening in my notepad on my phone, though. It's like
I thought that was always closer to like 4 anyway.
Real good in the notepad in my phone. It don't feel the same to wake up at 3:00 p.m. or start working at 3:00 p.m. That's corporate America stuff, man. I ain't about corporate America.
Who starts working at 3 p.m.?
Night shift.
Literally got here at 6. Like, that's corporate America.
Okay.
That's corporate America talking for us. Like, do it in the evening. Like, like by the time the evening come, I'll be ready to go to bed. Herb said that on Thursday, like, yo, I want to but because you work on Thursday, I want to do the podcast at 6 o'clock. I'm like, no, you ain't. You ain't. No, bro, we can you want to do it at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock the earliest you can do it. Can we push it back a little earlier? He was like, but you work. Nah, bro, don't worry about that. I will be there. I will be there. Work take priority over work. Okay. But I do need to work on that, because I will like get up and text somebody at 1 o'clock in the morning if I'm up.
Just like your friend, middle of the night. It was like 2 a.m. I was like, sorry, it is whole hours.
I don't get it though, like, because me and Alyssa had this argument on Friday, because she, like, I was about to hit Eric up, and I was like, I'll do it when I get home. Alyssa was like, no, wait until the morning. I'm like, why? She was like, you don't know if he's asleep. I'm like, what the fuck that got to do with me? Like, I'm thinking about him at this moment, so I'm going to text him at this moment.
They are whole hours.
What is happening here?
Like, Marcus almost got his head knocked off. Who the hell is calling you this late at night?
Bruh.
Either it better be your mama.
A human.
It better be your mama. Or a family member.
We're going to work on that. That's all
I was just like, no, for real, like, she was like dead serious. But what if he's sleeping? Or what if he has his phone up? She was like making excuses for it. And I'm like, I don't understand the logic to this situation. Just like, if he don't want his phone to disturb him while he's sleeping, when you do like the human thing and turn your phone down before you go to sleep, that ain't my problem. Like, I'm thinking about him at this moment. I want him to see this message when he wake up in the morning. So why do I gotta worry about my safety, my well-being, and everybody else's well-being too? I don't get that. Please help me understand.
Some people don't like being waking up.
Then put your phone on silent.
But
being considerate, that's what you're trying to explain.
Okay,
that's what everybody's trying to explain to you, Aaron. Be considerate.
It's not. So, all right. So, if I don't want my phone to wake me up, I turn it off, or I put it on vibrate, or I put it on silent.
Not everybody thinks that way.
Then that's your fault. How is it my fault?
That's why you gotta be considerate.
Bruh, hold up.
This is a paradox. Don't do this.
Hold up.
Oh, God.
Hold up. So
stop him.
Stop him. I just want to put it out there. Alyssa don't like to be disturbed by her cell phone in the middle of the day. Alyssa keeps her cell phone on silent 24/7. Alyssa being considerate to herself. I ain't got to worry about being considerate to Alyssa, because I know she ain't gonna see my damn text message anyway until she open up her damn phone.
So wait, you check your phone periodically?
I really don't like to be reached out to. I really don't.
Hold on.
Delete my number, Alyssa.
I just barely got it. So, I mean,
this is not
more likely that you'll do a passive-aggressive post on Facebook.
Hey, hold on.
Burn.
Pause. Everyone like, pause.
This bitch won't answer her damn phone when I need her.
My argument was, Aaron used to be, especially before I moved in, he used to have his phone up at any point in the day. I was like, what if he's like you, knowing that people usually don't reach out to him in the middle of the night? He's like, okay, whoever's gonna call me is calling me for an emergency. Let me keep my phone up. I was thinking that if he just received a random, hey, what's up, man? Kind of text, he would be pissed.
Not my problem. You grown. You grown. You answer it at your own convenience. You answer at your own convenience. You grown. But dude, Eric is an entrepreneur just like myself.
man.
So if I text Eric at 3 o'clock in the morning, I promise you he probably gonna text back. Especially on his day off, I promise you he probably gonna text back. Because he up doing personal development like I am. So what's up? Crickets, y'all hear? There's a cricket in here.
Someone behind us.
Anyway.
To reel it back. Another thing is, closed mouths do not get fed, sir.
Oh, really?
So we don't know what you expect from us if you don't tell us. You have to tell us. We want to know. I want to know. I don't know if she wants to know, but I want to know.
you
So
can
I
tell
know
me.
how
What's
to
up?
act
What's up with that?
accordingly.
What's that? What's that look?
I don't know. Just the pot coming in the color. Ghetto black.
Oh, okay.
I know you ain't talking with. First of all, to get both of y'all need therapy. That's what I suggest.
Why? Because we grew up in the ghetto?
Yes.
This therapy right here, in my opinion.
All right. Well, let it all out.
I mean, I don't have a problem self-assessing.
Assessing?
Assessing.
It's because of having your phone up at weird hours.
Will it be assessing or assessing?
It's
Yep.
assessing.
That
No
just like
tea.
that's just like
Assessed, right?
no.
Oh my
No,
God,
sir.
that's asset.
No sir. No sir.
Oh.
No sir. No sir.
Look, I grew up through the country, and so 7-Eleven to 7-Eleven. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. 7-Eleven.
Say live.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
You feel attacked.
Trigger! Nah.
We had a conversation about that too. She was like, how do you spell that? I was like, I don't.
You
No,
don't
I
smell
literally
it.
looked at him
I
like
don't
this.
mess-
I was like, one more time. Slower.
Slim.
Spell it out.
Lee.
I give up. I don't know what it is.
No, you just say it. You don't spell it.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven day. With free Slurpees.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven
I
day with
missed
free
that this year.
slurpees.
We missed it.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
7-Eleven day with free slurpees.
Yeah.
July 11th.
It is.
Why July 11th?
Cause it's 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
The 7th.
You like 9/11?
Oh no.
It's like, why is it July
Oh
11th?
no.
Cause 7-Eleven.
Oh no. Ooh. Ooh, my blonde mama.
It's that blonde hair that I found in your beard. No, the one growing out of his face. It looked really light, and I'm just calling it blonde hair.
That sounded horrible.
That's why I quickly
Like,
clarified.
bitch, who?
Where?
Where did you pull that from? It's probably the dogs.
Probably was Cinder.
Yeah, it's kind of reddish though. Not
Reddish blonde.
You got blonde hairs.
Elijah.
I have red, brown, and black.
No, you got blonde like right here.
That's peach fuzz.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah. Anyway, we got a podcast to do, folks.
But yeah.
Just like our little situations or situation that happened. Mistakes happen. Failures happen. Really, you don't really fail unless you totally shut down and give up. But mistakes like these should be, I guess, look forward to, because now we have a time to address it. We can move forward. We can learn from it. Always look for the good in your mistakes, the lessons in your mistakes, so they can be, I guess, what's the word?
Examples.
But like more rewarding. Let your mistakes be more rewarding to you
Yeah. I feel
by
you.
learning from them,
Yeah.
and then so they
Yeah.
don't just be
Yeah.
regrets. So
And I mean, just like I was telling Aaron, just figuring out the source of the miscommunication, the source of whatever issues that we were occurring. Like the fact that it went just talking between me and you and us three. I mean, me and you, then all three of us.
Yeah.
Essentially, we just kind of got to what the miscommunication was as far as like times coming in for the day, for the podcast, as well as like what would have caused it to make it easier for you guys to get here, to meet us in the middle, to make it earlier for him, make it earlier for you. And then we discovered that we can actually get something more out of it. Like we can have an opportunity to eat breakfast all together, and we can have like an opportunity to talk about what we're going to talk about on the podcast, or
Like actually prepare, get in the right mindset before we actually get into it.
Yeah.
So I think that was a really good idea.
yeah, fixing problems. That's what I do.
And also, man, just tell it straightforward.
I want you here at 8.
You mother are late. Where y'all at?
You almost cussed.
I said mother lovers. Yeah, I mean,
I'm
you
scared.
I done cursed twice on this episode, so
No, that's not normal for him.
No.
I listened to the first 10 episodes
He
of
was
the
drunk.
podcast again.
It was the alcohol. That ain't him.
No, absolutely not. We are not going with that excuse because he wasn't drunk on at least 8 of those. He was drunk twice.
Not really. They were like Microsoft. It was only like 5%.
Facts. She know better than I do. I'm gonna have to listen to her. She the brand manager. Like I feel like anything Alyssa says goes. Y'all don't understand what this woman does. Like she's just she. What can I say?
She whoop your ass in shape.
I mean, outside of that though, I was talking about the company, not the.
She's the glue to the sticks.
I mean, well,
Or the
yeah, y'all
sticks.
probably. I mean, being that she had a meeting with y'all and probably had to coerce y'all into not quitting.
No, it
That's
wasn't
another
like
thing,
that.
Man. You gotta have faith in us, man.
We wasn't gonna quit on you. We still here a year later.
Right,
Still here.
That's another thing.
It's been a long year.
Been here for 54 episodes. Why are we gonna stop?
It's 56 right here.
Oh, but yeah.
Are we still on the podcast? We still doing the
Yes,
podcast?
we're still doing the podcast, man. We ain't gonna quit on you just because we have little bumps in the road, little hurdles. That's what we here for.
I feel like the hurdle was all on me though. Like
we're not gonna point the finger, so we're not.
I don't like being confused.
me neither.
That's another thing. All right, so sometimes you kind of talking like
Parables.
riddles that you kind of
Is that
do
the same
that
thing?
sometimes. Parables and riddles.
Help me
Stories.
help me with parables. Was that what was
Stories.
Stories.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just kind of more biblical for parables, right? Okay, yeah. Yeah, you kind of, like we said, you beat around the bush. Like we want the meat. Just tell us what you want. You want us to be here a little earlier, that we could
And
work
I
that
asked you that, and you didn't answer
Yeah,
me.
she did. Once you sent the message.
About you ending your workday. I was like, oh. And I was like, did you want us to come early? Yeah.
I think I chose not to answer that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was confused because
Yeah.
you messaged us at the time that we usually get there.
Yeah, but that was the issue that day.
Was that
And-
we hadn't heard anything.
So here's one big issue that I am having. When it comes time to like take into account everything that we have going on, we had to focus on the things that's going to make us the money, to bring the money back to the table. Obviously, at the moment, the podcast isn't one of those things that's paying us. So I need to figure out where that money is going to come from. So what I need to start doing is spending a little more time with the admin side of everything, as well as looking into other ventures to capitalize on making that money. And writing has been one of the biggest things. Like I don't think anybody really knew. Well, yeah, I probably didn't because I never really talked about it. But it was a lot of pressure to finish that book when I did. I started writing it back in June. And Alyssa gave me the deadline, and I was like, I got it. I can do this. I can make that happen. It's good. I can do everything else. It's all good. It's all good. But I didn't realize until that situation happened that, dude, you might be spreading yourself too thin. Because in the middle of that, it was the podcast. And then it was podcast number 2 that went from editing 1 video a week to 2 videos a week, uploading audio, making sure the audio was done. Then when you think you caught up on stuff, you get a random text message on the day that something is due saying, I ain't got no promo videos.
Right.
On the day that the promo videos are done. And you ain't nowhere near your computer. And then on top of that, you got the book that you need to focus on. On top of that, you have now you need
Marketing
to
on top
get
of-
into marketing. Now you need to focus on a little bit of social media. Even though that ain't your strong suit, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Then you need to focus on real estate. So it became a situation where, though it may not have been an issue at first, it probably wasn't. But now you done went to the buffet line, and you should have been like the Chinese folks that was too big to fit down the rest of the line, and you went anyway. Or you sent the people down to go get your plate and stack it up because your ass couldn't fit. Now you come back. Now you got too much on your plate. So that was definitely my fault. And I will take full responsibility for that, for not asking for assistance when it came to that, or not being clear about the assistance that I need, because and the way my brain works is like, okay, I'm not paying these people. I don't have anything for them but a dream. Like Trey Songz said, I ain't got but $1 in a dream. Like, I've kind of felt like that. Like, I ain't got but $1 in a dream, and if I piss them off too much, or if I sway them too much, then they just won't want. They'll be like, okay, this dude asking for too much. He ain't even paying. And this is, once again, I say, this has been something that has happened before. So it's like, that's all you know. Keep them around for as long as you can. Do as much as you can, and see if you can try to sneak a little bit responsibility in on the back end, if you can. Because if you ask them, then you know what's going to happen. It happens all the time. Like, that's literally how my brain is wired. Like, and that's based off of experience.
And what's funny, 'cause I never ever doing this, never ever thought about getting paid. Because I enjoyed doing it that much. Never
Finding
even thought
motivation.
Mm.
Ding.
You feel the same?
Jeez. We already talked about this. You already gave
Everybody
me the whole,
talk about some markets.
exactly. You already told me the spew. We're gonna be putting a lot more money into this than we'll be getting out. Just starting out. I'm fine with that. Whatever you need from us, I will produce it. Not like, but yeah, I got you, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
And another thing, I wanted you to be a little considerate. We have a whole child.
I get that.
So some days it's hard, some days it's easy.
I
So
understand.
yeah.
We love you, man.
I understand. I appreciate that. But yeah. It was a learning experience. Alyssa, you haven't said much of anything. I want you to give your final verdict. I want you to lay down the hammer of like, poof, yes, this is.
This has been a great therapy session number 1.
Yeah. Ooh, new segment I did.
You get on my nerves. You get on my last.
I love it. Yes.
Y'all want me to boohoo cry on here?
Anyway,
But anyway,
We said this before. If we need to have the boxes issues in the
I'll go get it because somebody got to use them.
yes.
They seem like they came with the apartment at this point.
But anyway, just like I was telling you when I was trying to talk you off your ledge of let's just throw it all away. Let's just stop. let's just do it, me and you, something. At the end of the day, it's all about finding motivations. It's all about finding barriers. It's about finding how we can work together. Finding out how we can best pair skills that each of us has. Like at the end of the day, I have a certain set of skills. You do, you do, you do. Some of us aren't built to do everything, senor. And I will fully admit that I could have stepped up many, many a times, and I was afraid of spreading myself too thin. And it wasn't until I saw just how much it was breaking down Aaron that I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna step up. But at the end of the day, just like we all said to him, like he probably said to himself, as he said to me many a times, closed mouths don't get fed. Mm-hmm. So as a family, as a business, we need to communicate with each other. We need to make sure that we're keeping in mind each other in general. Not just making it such a snap judgment. Mm-hmm. No aggressive Facebook posts.
I'll work on it.
No aggressive Facebook messages.
I don't know if I can.
Shut up, Aaron.
I will take it.
Okay. All right.
Or I will smooth it over.
All right.
I can fix it. Just have me proofread things like you did before.
I don't think I'm that bad.
I only changed like a few minor things. Like you didn't know that you didn't know that you put obvious one word.
I was like, maybe just me and Melissa do all the planning and we'll just bring you guys along.
Leave the S's to it. But at the end of the day, we all have very distinct personalities, and we are still, at the end of the day, it's a different dynamic. You guys have been together for a very long time, and you guys have grown to mesh yourselves together. We've been together, we mesh together. We have to figure out a way to make all of us mesh together. Yeah. At the end of the day, we do have 2 sets of every piece of DISC. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, it's a lot of personality. We show it in all different ways. Mm-hmm. Yes, we just have to figure out a way to cohesively make that work.
Yeah.
And a major piece of it is that a lot of us have to accept that we have to grow in some areas. Mm-hmm. A lot of us are going to have to take on some things or learn some things that we didn't think that we would have to. At the end of the day, if we're not wanting to shell out an arm and a leg, we're going to have to kind of bootstrap everything.
Right.
So we need to kind of research and figure out what each other knows so that we can try and make things work and make things work faster for us. So I think that if we ever come to this sort of situation again, first of all, we'll start with me and you.
Already.
But essentially just
give it to them too, so it can just drag on for like a whole 2 weeks.
Considering you were talking about how the matriarch needing to step in to fix it and smooth it over.
You got it. I rest my... I shut up now.
Thank you.
Take that toenail. Okay. Yeah.
But I love you guys.
I love you too.
And I'm glad that you guys are along for this bumpy / fun /
It's gonna be fun.
Interesting ride. And I'm thankful for you guys. And I'm looking forward to how we'll continue to grow from here. Any other words?
Yes. So I want to say right here publicly, I really apologize for my part in everything that I screwed up on in the last what's the day? In the last 80 whatever hours it is. It's been since we had that conversation. I can't say enough, based off of everything that's been going on, and I've been really going back through all of the episodes, doing research on all the stuff that we talked about and seeing our growth and development, that like I really do appreciate you guys and like you being here as long as you have, because like in all honesty, I haven't had a team this efficient ever in my life. And like even though I had a moment, I guess we all have moments, especially when shit hit the fan and you got to figure something out. I've never really had a group of people that I looked at like family. And I think that's why it hurt me that much when I seen that Facebook post, because I'm like, yo, she just put me in the category with everybody that we work with. Like, she literally talk about them on Facebook like that. So I was like, yo.
It wasn't that bad.
If it makes you feel any better, sometimes those posts about me also.
What?
Ooh.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Which ones?
All right.
I don't talk about you. I talk to you.
Therapy number 1.
That's number 2.
I talk to you.
No, this is extended.
You are not.
But
Sometimes.
But for real though, like I just wanted to tell you guys, like, even though like I've been a little bit of a dick in the past few days, I really do appreciate you guys and being here, sticking it out through me, through this with me, even dealing with me, putting up with my bullshit, my indecisiveness, and my scatterbrain mentality. I really do appreciate you guys, and I don't even know where I would be in my career if it wasn't for you guys. And I really do like humbly say that I apologize for the part that I played in our disagreement, because it was a very big part. I'm not putting that on anybody else.
All right. And I will say I apologize for my aggressive Facebook post. I am working on it. I've come a long way. No, I'm working on it.
Just we need to get you to direct that to the right things. So you need to find you an outlet that's
Let's
not
take up
Facebook.
kickboxing.
I was thinking about that.
An outlet that's not Facebook.
But I feel like it will get violent.
No, it shouldn't get violent. We grown. We
like
capable
I said,
of having hard conversations.
It came a long way. It could have been worse, but I really came a long way with that. So.
However, I am going to tell you that I'd rather you just call me and cuss me out, though. I really do mean that. Like,
okay. You want to be cussed out too?
No, I was just
as long as we can have a conversation afterwards, after you done cussing, I'm good with that.
We can go out for drinks. Same with y'all. If y'all want to ever cuss out me or her, you can do that.
Communication is important, you guys.
Yep.
It's very important. Marcus?
Yes, communication is very important in life and in family in general. You like we've said many times before, you really have to teach people how to treat you. You have to tell them your expectations, your feelings, and all this other stuff that makes you you. Because nobody knows you better than you. So how can they expect or do things that you want them to do, or that you'll like, or that will benefit you if you don't say it, communicate it correctly, not
Aggressively.
I had to throw that in there.
yes. Sorry.
That's
Well,
like I said.
this one. That probably
Like I said, I didn't think it was aggressive. I thought it was just a regular question. But I mean, I just don't understand. I understand how misleading the question could be.
Anywho. Marcus? Listen.
Just make sure that you guys are keeping in mind, especially if you guys are dealing with family or friends in your business. They do say don't room with your best friend in college, because at the end of the day, you might know them in some way. But just knowing that you're going to be dealing with people in different life stages, you have to take into consideration that people react differently. There are different personality types. They need to mesh different ways. things need to be communicated in a certain way. Just make sure that you're taking the time to find out the true motivations, the true barriers, the true emotion, the true deep source of whatever disagreement that you guys are having. Because at the end of the day, that's going to be what gets you past it.
I'm going to talk for everybody who is, because I can only see things. I'm not going to say I can only see things from my perspective, but from somebody who is a visionary, somebody who comes up with a lot of plans and a lot of things to do, but don't really have any direction. I'm just going to go ahead and just put it out there. Like, you definitely need different type of people around you to be able to make that plan make sense. Because there's been many a times where I've had an idea, and at this point in my relationship, in my personal relationship with Alyssa, and the business relationship is more personal, but anyway, I make sure that if there's a plan or a thought, a goal, or any kind of vision, I just throw it out there. I don't care about how it sounds, how it looks. I just throw it out there because I need her to catch it and make sense of it before I say it to anybody else and piss everybody off. If you are anything like me, you want to make sure that you are being not only intentional in your actions, but be intentional in your words as well. Marcus has said it 1,000 times already on this episode that closed mouths don't get fed. And if you never say what you need, then what you need is never met. And if it's never met, then you can't be the person that be upset with everybody else and lash out at everybody. If you stack your plate, then it's your fault that your plate is stacked too high. It's your fault that you spread yourself too thin. It's your fault that things aren't getting done because you're only one man. Because you have a team of people around you, you have family around you, you have friends around you who are willing to help, and you are not reaching out for that help and that assistance. So reevaluate yourself. Courtney told me I need therapy. This is actually me telling her that I don't need therapy. So here is to that. I know exactly what I did wrong. I know why I did it, and I know how I'm going to address it. So
it's not that.
I've had a rough life, and
you need to get over that.
And I am. This is us talking about. This is me letting that go. I understand why it happened, and I understand the impact on how on other people that it made, and I refuse to let it happen again. This is me getting over that. So no therapy needed. Besides, I only have a part-time a full-time job, part-time career, I guess you can call it a part-time career. But they don't pay me enough for therapy. So we just gonna go ahead.
Hold on. First of all, in the benefits.
Really?
We'll talk about it. They have like
I ain't got the time for
if
that.
I can open it, but
I ain't got the time for that. Anyway, that's my take on it. We can go ahead and end it on that if ain't nobody else got nothing else to go ahead and add to that. So if get your ain't shit, you know what? No,
Marcus,
close it up.
Can I do? Get your ain't shit self out your ain't shit situation so you can finally be some shit. Alright? This has been the Dirty Chunk Podcast. Thank y'all for listening. Catch us on AscensionDynasty.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram.
Yep.
Check us out on YouTube. Aaron McAfall Trade. No, McAfall Trades. There we go.
McAfall Trades.
TikTok.
And also TikTok. Follow us. Leave likes.
Social media presence about to be bombing, y'all.
Hey,
We got to get up there.
about to take off, y'all.
About to take off. Take off.
You either on the
Leave us a review on Facebook. Tell us how you feel. Give us suggestions, questions. We'll take it all.
Oh, yeah. Then check out our website. But please go check out the website. We put a lot of money into that.
Yes.
And the show will be discussed in the show notes. Everybody's perspective will be we're gonna put a few links to some of the different personality types that we discussed on this episode here, and just hope that we can help somebody else out, and it is what it is. We'll talk. Come to the website. Go to AscensionDynasty.com or DirtyTrunk.com and check us out.
Hey, peace.
Bye.
Catch you next week.